And that lady,
Well, welcome back.
didn't they come to live where Vivi is living now? Next
Most of this lovely book that
Yeah.
our Abbey here has produced. Beautiful poems, illustrations. I hope you're all one.
Yeah.
I've got 6.
Oh, okay.
7 maps on.
Yeah. Could be on Etsy next, I know. Sorry. So, I'd like to read one of her poems called Wessex Woman. She was brewed in the brew by brackish, blooded fingers and honed in the belly of an eel. Silver skulking in summer sun, it slapped her ant, blackberry maid and newly ancient. For a while she fumbled in the fen and wallowed in the open water. She tamed all the serpent trees and showed them how to roar wooden until their howling turned paddle-edged, just a hollow echo. The rippling canoe slipping over a glassy isle onto the bank again. The apples are all fallen here where she lay down with the ants that crawled across her toes and watched them ferrying the cider crush through bittersweet from earth to mouth and seed to sapling song. The cotton grass grew over and she sowed herself in. Now she's grown over and we cannot stop her greening. But you may have met her once, breathing out the low mists. And sometimes she drifts warm across wetland and tugs the forgotten from the ground, pressing pennies into palms like a handful of petals or seeds that foraging fingers find. You cannot piece together the once land exactly like she once knew. Wessex woman to another, I posed a couple of questions in the promotional material and I said, what did Cecil Sharp collect in Somerton? Well, yes he did, I can tell you that. And this one, Searching for Lambs, was from Mrs. Sweet in this very town on the 2nd of August in 1906. It was called Searching for Lambs. Probably wasn't done exactly how we're going to do it, but nevertheless, it's a lovely little ditty. How's it go? As I walk down one main Mrs. Sweet had to tune up like this as well.
Well, she probably wouldn't bother with any music, actually.
She would have slipping down the road.
Cecil Sharp just got the singers, didn't
Yeah.
he? Which is why they're all in awkward time signatures, I think.
Quite.
So they just used to start the next line when they felt like it. A bit like us.
Yeah. And I will as I walk down one May morning, many times I overtake in a handsome maid just as the sun did shine. What makes you rise so soon, my dear? Your journey to pursue, your pretty little feet, they tread so sweet, like the morning dew. I'm going to be songs, would we, if we haven't had the tenacity to do all of this work. So from another Wessex woman to another one, Susan Williams from a Hazelby Plunkett, she gave Cecil Sharp a song called Green Bed. And across the ocean, 10 years later, another lady from Virginia gave Cecil Sharp the same song, a different version. It's just a little example of that for you. So Susan Williams, who apparently she had a voice like a song thrush, which is really pretty. If you met me, you might have said it more like a foghorn. But there we go. I'm happy with that. Young Johnny's been to sea, he has lately come on shore. He's called it at the quarters where he has been before. You're welcome home, young Johnny, what a voyage have you had? Oh, but a very poor one, but a very poor one, young Johnny replied. Thank you, Susan Williams. This is what we're doing. 1918. I have been to sea, and I have been to shore, and I have been to London where I've never been before. What luck, young Johnny, what luck on sea. It's very distressing, said Johnny to me. Two women never met, brought together through song. Brilliant. Through song. I love it. I love this connection. Over to you, Sue.
Okay. So, found in a charity shop in the streets, I found a lovely find, a lovely leather-bound book with lovely marbling inside. And I thought, wow, that's a great cover. And delving inside, it had a whole load of magazines that were bound together from around about 1820 or so. And one of the subscribers was the Clark's family. Now, it was a slightly damaged cover, so I think probably the Clark's family had thrown this out, but it's a very valuable book. And it contains a lot of poems in Somerset dialect, which I haven't been able to find anywhere else. And there's a guy called James Jennings who lived in Huntsville in Somerset around about 1800, and he moved from Somerset to London to set up a poetry publishing company. And I kind of like to think he must have rubbed shoulders with Wordsworth and Coleridge, but I need to do a little bit of more digging around that. But to me, he's the true Somerset romantic poet because he writes in the dialect and he talks with such heartrending sorrow about having to move to London and how he's going to miss his cottage back in Huntsville. So this is, I've changed it to goodbye, to farewell. Farewell to the cot. Okay.
Farewell to the cot, where the days of my childhood go bright as the sun in the morning of May. When the Dumbledores humming creep out of the cold wall and shaking their wings, I fleet forth and away. Farewell to the cause, or thy threshold of night. I never no more shall my foot again say. The jessamine or thy porch, sweet blooming, wherever I go, I shall never forget. The road arranging all over. I always shall think of I should be whole. The tooties that often I picked on a Sunday and sticked in my coat, they were thwarted sapphire. And how shall I tell them, for all pretty maidens, when I pass them, look back, their smile rolls on the wine. Farewell to the ash which my father before me had planted with pleasure the day I was born. Say you'll drop a tear when I cease to behold thee and wander away to the world alone. Farewell to the tree and thy cold shade in summer, thy apples are wholly laughter to shade. When tea wine makes thy vows, so said Middlemas in sorrow, say old thou sit for me on my wish away. Farewell, ye dumb elves, who on wings made of leather, still round my porch wither at night. I may go hard-hearted, unfeeling disturber, to stay your snug rest or your play by moonlight. Farewell to the bower, to thy moss and the ivy, to thy flowers around the old blossoming grove. When I'm gone, wilt thou grieve, but 'tis foolish to ask it. What is there that shower in this world below? Farewell to the cot where the nightingale's music in the midnight of my time rolls loud on the ear, where the collie awaits with the sun and the singing, a went with the dirge in a voice full and clear. Farewell to the cot, I must go to the city, where I'm told the smoke makes it dark at noonday. But if it's true, I'm afraid that I always, I never shall think on that cot thatched with straw. Farewell to the cot, for the time may be long full before I on thy threshold again set my eye. The tooties will blossom and die and blossom, and again, so goodbye and farewell.
It's quite poignant, isn't it? Because across our landscapes we're seeing all the ash trees being felled. And I've got in the room Lottie Scott, who's doing an amazing project whereby next week or the week after we're going to be anointing a felled ash tree with white lime wash that she has made from Mendip stone. And then hopefully it will become part of a bigger heritage project. So it's something that is very poignant to commemorate the ash trees that we're losing. And I'm just so grateful that Lottie's doing that and bringing the community into that. So I look forward to that. Got my dungarees ready. Pillbox, oh, talking about, pillbox blues. Yes,
Yeah.
more.
More things in the landscape. Yeah, so if you walk a couple of fields over from the fish house near, you've got, I think it's the Green Line, which is Division. You've got Division Green by the bridge. It formed part of the Green Line, which is part of the home defences that were put in with the Home Guard. And discovering that there when we first moved into near 20 years ago now, it was sort of, oh, there's a pillbox there. And then walking, oh, there's another one. And they go all the way out to Mark, all the way out. And there were various lines around the country. And I was just thinking about the desperation at the time when they were building these things and putting them in at rivers and railway lines and things. And they weren't used very much, but there would have been people there, usually with wooden guns, just to look like there were people there. They didn't have enough guns to go around, and they would sit there through the night. And there might have been, a few months where they thought, we're going to get invaded. And of course, the whole plan changed, and they weren't used that much after all. But at one time, there might have been some kids from Mere or some old fellas sitting through the night with some Horlicks. With, and it's still there. So a monument to that very uncertain time. Thankfully, we prevailed. Really. So
Yeah.
this is Pillbox Blues. It's I think it's the last track on that CD. Oh, it's tuning that bit.
It's funny actually because I see them everywhere now, pillboxes. Now my eye is in them.
There's a society for preservation of as well,
Yeah, some of them are
Great.
related to funky Airbnbs as well, aren't they?
They're all very different because there were sort of guides on how to make them, but people just sort of got on and made them. I think there's one in Minehead which is disguised as a shed, a sort of slate-covered shed. And you don't know it's there, it's like part of an old house and things. So there's always like little things and you just look at it again. And sometimes there's these little monuments you don't even notice it. It's very, very humid in here. Struggling. No, that's struggling.
Sang
inside. And this song was written in response to people in the community that tried to save a piece of land. And when it got to full planning, it was obvious that it was a done deal by the councils. Badgers, hedgehogs, newts, birds of prey, ancient trees, ancient hedgerows. So this is a song I wrote about that, and it's also about my concerns. I love singing about the past and the history of Somerset. I've also got a few concerns, and this is what this song's about, really. It's called Section 106.
Yes, there is an ex-town planner in the room.
Today I went to a funeral to mourn the loss of wildlife and the land. We stood up to the pauper and bullies and we tried to make a stand. We looked the bullies straight in the eyes. We told them they were wrong. We told them their decisions would cause irreversible harm. The councils did not listen. They ignored all of our concerns. So
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Oh, yes, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mitigation.
Yes. So growing up in Somerton, we used to live in Laburnum Drive originally. We moved to down the other end of West Street later on. But when we lived in Laburnum Drive, I kind of used to just go out every day into the fields and climb in ditches and have scabby, muddy knees and try and catch eels with my hands. And I remember the older boys would be like fishing and they'd show me an eel. One day, one of them caught an eel and he cut the head off and gave me the head to take home, and it bit me on the finger, and that's kind of what this song's about. It's called Silver Children, but eels are they're very they're in trouble as well, you know. So, but they're such mysterious creatures. They swim out into the ocean and live in the ocean for years and years and get larger, and then they swim up the Severn. They go back to where they were born, and they can be in ditches for ages. The life cycle of eels is fascinating. They change colour and change shape. More mysterious than salmon. Yeah. Okay. This is Silver Children.
Smell, school street snacks.
great. Now, we've come to the end of the show, and I did say we'd do a bit more singing together, if you wouldn't mind. Absolutely amazing. So we're going to go to a shanty that was collected over in Watchet. And if you've been over to the Esplanade and Watchet, you'll see a statue of John Short, who was a shanty man, and get a selfie done with him. And he gave Sharp a lot of songs. So this little bit, I'd love you to sing with us, and then Dan will lead the call. So just do a bit of call response with me, that'd be amazing. To my way, to my way, storm along John, storm along John. I wish I was old stormy sun, I wish I was old stormy sun. Ha ha, ha ha, come along, get along, stormy along John. Come along, get along, stormy along John. There's lots of chances to join in. Just want to hear your voices to round up the evening. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, make a harmony.
You're going to do the...
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
Does that mean I'm like, what am I, the first mate or something?
Yeah.
So like, if you don't sing, it's the Cat and Nine Tails.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I'll do the first one.
Go.
I wish I was old stormy sun to my way. Storm along John. I wish I was old stormy sun. Ha ha. Come along, get along, stormy along John.
I'd give those sailors a lot of rum
To my way. Storm along John. I wish I was old stormy sun. Ha ha. Come along, get along, stormy along John.
Oh, was you ever in Quebec?
To my way. Storm along John. I wish I was old stormy sun. Ha ha. Come along, get along, stormy along John.
A stowing timber on the deck
To my way. Storm along John. I wish I was old stormy sun. Ha ha. Come along, get along, stormy along John.
I wish I was in Baltimore
To me way. Storm along John. I wish I was old stormy sun. Ha ha. Come along, get along, stormy along John.
on the grand old American shore.
To me way, storm along John. I wish I was old stormy sun. Ha ha, come along, get along, stormy along John. Well done. Thank you for joining me. There endeth the evening.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much for coming. It'll be lovely to have a chat with you at the end. And if you want to peruse those lyrics and poems a bit further, Abby's got a book for sale for £5. It's a lovely little book with lovely illustrations. If you are interested in the songs, there's a CD with a download code and £5 again as well. So come and have a chat to us afterwards. Thanks very much for
you.
coming. Have a lovely evening.